What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Rob, what's up, bro? Good to see you. Hope you all are doing well. Only going on YouTube tonight. Facebook, I was having some problems with the streaming on Facebook. So, what's going on, everyone? Hope you all are doing fantastic. I'm going to give it a few minutes, let people come on in. Mike, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Hope you all are doing well. Gonna throw up YouTube on my phone so I can watch myself, which is always fun. Michael, what's going on, my friend? Black Adam 52. Jason, is that you? What's up, bro? Oh, nice. I can see everybody on here too. That's great. All right. Gonna give it a few minutes. Got a few people trickling in. I know a lot of people catch the recordings of this, so we'll make sure we get straight to the point. But hope you guys came with questions. Hugh, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you. Awesome. Yeah, Jason, good to see you, bro. Sorry for the fanny pack over here. Just to let everybody know, I'm on dad duty tonight. My wife just got called in to work. She's in the pediatric ER. She's a nurse at the hospital here. John, what's up? So she got called in tonight. So I'm on kid duty. So if 2 7 and 5-year-old kids walk in here, well, then you know why. So I'm a real person with a real family. There they are. So, but anyways, yeah, pumped to talk tonight, guys. Hope everyone's well. Was down at Consensus last week in Austin. Consensus is one of the largest crypto conferences in the country. And I worked from about 8 in the morning to about 3 in the morning for about 4 days in a row. Was networking with a lot of engineers, a lot of blockchain guys, a lot of people that are in the lobby space on the SEC, on the reg side. And then, obviously trying to get the DPA out to you guys as well while I was there. So, but yeah, it was a good week. It was a tiring week. I'm still recovering. I still have bags under my eyes, as y'all can see, but yeah, a lot of good stuff, a lot of interest in what we're doing. I went to a Harvard Business School event when I was down there, and it was put on by Pantera and HBS. And the swapping protocol that we're building, it got a lot of attention from the community down there. So really excited for what we're building. We're going to jump into that. We'll give it like 1 or 2 more minutes. There's a few more people jumping in. But how are y'all doing? Throw in the chat. What positions are y'all looking at? Is anybody left in crypto? Like, has everybody rotated out of crypto, or you guys buying the bottom? What's going on? What positions are you looking at? And we'll give it 1 or 2 more minutes, and then we'll jump into to the chat tonight. Ed, I hear you, bro. Good to see you, though, man. All right. Let's jump in, guys. It's late on a Wednesday, so let's go ahead and jump in. Get you caught up on the token DPA, DCL the way. Nice, good, John. That's rad. Randy, what's going on, my friend? Glad you could join us tonight. Yeah, sorry about the YouTube only tonight, guys. Facebook, for some reason, the streaming was down, and so YouTube only, but this way a lot of people can catch the highlights. Okay, so let's get rolling. So let's first talk about the DPA, the token presale. We are quote unquote oversold. What I mean by that is we have had requests for well over the allotment for this round specifically. So we're raising 625 worth of 625,000 worth of token on this round. That's at the 2.5 cent price point. And it's been requested. And so now what we're waiting on is people get contracts back. Everybody that's been given a contract, that they're going to have, the ability to come in. So we have a little wait list for the oversubscription. When will everyone get the invoice after? Randy, you should have gotten the invoice already. I think I sent that 2 days ago, but let me pull it up real quick just to make sure. So if y'all signed the DPA, which is a token DPA, debt payable by assets, then you should have received an invoice. But Randy, let me check yours out. And guys, if you have questions about the DPA, we're going to talk about that first. Go ahead and throw them in the chat, and then we can get that out of the way, because I know people logging into the live stream later down the line will probably have questions as well. But Randy, let me go ahead and check if we paid already, but we're lower on the list. Do we still get the? Yep. If you got Randy, who's your friend? Hey Darla, how's it going? Yeah, so if you got the DPA, that means you were high enough on the list from the from an allocation perspective. And so if you got the DPA and you signed it, you returned it, then those are your tokens when we release it. Michael, great question. So everybody that responded to me via email, and there may be one or two that just slipped through the cracks. I have 372 emails in my inbox right now that are unread. So there are a few that may have slipped through the cracks, but maybe 2 or 3. If you responded to me via email on how many tokens you wanted, you received the DPA already. Michael, are you Shifty? So I can only see your username. So Michael, I know quite a few people that you send my way have not signed the agreement yet. So so there's Eva hasn't signed the agreement yet. I can tell you right now. I'll pull them up. Rob, thanks, bro. Yeah, Rob, I think I sent it to you, but I'll double check. Hold on. So Michael, Lisa has not signed the DPA yet. Rob, I think. Oh, Rob, you're next for me to send an invoice. I think. Let me see. Yeah, sorry, bro. You're next for me to send you an invoice, Rob. I have a whole CRM of me keeping track of everything. So, so Michael, if you want to make me a list of people that think they should have received it, but yeah, I have 46 contracts sent right now without a return signature, and so there's a lot of people that have been sent contracts but have not returned the signature yet. Michael, Eric, Christina, Nick, and Cara, to my knowledge, have not even responded to my email yet. So I can. Steve, what's up, bro? Eric, is that Eric Hoover? Michael? Oh, I stand mistaken. He's one of the ones that got lost. All right. Cool. Michael, send me a list. Eric, I just found him right here. Okay. Yeah, send me a list, guys. Again, this isn't malicious at all. If you haven't received the DPA, it's not malicious. There's a lot of them going out. But you guys know I'm good on my word. If I say you're going to get in and you receive these emails, you're going to get in. And so, yeah, just send me a list when you can. Randy, you said Deanna signed. Let me just double check, and then she could be on my list. Hold on, Deanna. She has signed. Yep. Okay. Thanks. I will get that to her tonight. I'll make sure I won't go to these until these are cleared up. So, yeah. So if you want to give me a quick list of people that have signed but haven't received anything else, then no problem. We will get fixed this week. Just have people that want and don't. Yeah, Michael, I think I talked to Genevieve, I think yesterday. Super nice. Yeah, it's no problem. Like this is what I do for 14 hours a day. So if people want to hop on the phone with me, clear something up, like, you guys know I'm available. I'll always make time for our community and for you guys. So if people need to jump on the phone and just get some clarifying questions, let me know, and I'm happy to make it happen. At a brewery for Father's Day. Oh, Steve, you guys know I love my bourbon. So let me just, since you brought up a brewery, I'm going to Bourbon Trail for Father's Day. So I'm pretty pumped about that. But anyways, happy Father's Day to all the fathers this weekend. Okay, so guys, the DPA, yeah, please keep pinging me, keep bugging me. It's not that I'm ignoring it. It gets buried. But I want to make sure that everyone gets their DPA in for this pre-sale. Okay, and are there any other questions on the token DPA? Let's clear that up, and then if there's any other questions, let me know. If not, we will move on to what we're working on in the crypto space and kind of what's setting us apart. Yep. Okay, cool. Yeah, I say we wrap those up too, Randy, for sure. Get those done. Okay, so go ahead and throw your questions in. I'm going to move on to what we're building next. And so I'll show you guys. Actually, let me show you all. Let me see if it's loading on my computer. Let me show you all the web application. Okay, let's start here. And guys, mind you, it is still a work in progress. But I want to be able to show that we are definitely working on it. And I actually show you guys kind of what our engineering channel looks like on a day-to-day basis. But so this is going to change. So actually, when you log in the portfolio, it's going to be the portfolio screen that pops up, and we're working on different charting mechanisms like P&L over time and whatnot. Your current investments are going to be also displayed quickly, and also this will map to your iOS and Android when we have an Android, your iOS and Android as well. So if you make a trade in the mobile app, it's going to also show up in the web application as well. Also, notice there's no data coming through here right now. We're still working on the data APIs from NASDAQ and Alpaca. So this isn't real-time data at the moment. Watch list is going to be here. We're going to play around with the floater here. I would like it to be more of like a scroll rather than just blocks. So this is going to be the portfolio screen, at least version 1 of the portfolio screen. And then we'll of course evolve it over time to be a lot more user-friendly. Okay, so moving on. So that's portfolio screen. So we have Explore. So this is going to be our news channel. We're going to also have live news coming in here as well. Again, this isn't completely done yet. So this top movers is going to change. We're going to have a floater bar. So think of like a ticker. Like on your if you're watching like MSNBC, you'll see the ticker kind of floating across the screen. That's what this is going to look like. Going to soften up the colors, make it a little bit more easier on the eyes in our next iterations. And then, as promised, we integrated TradingView into our platform, and so the data will pull in tomorrow. So we'll have the charting data in here tomorrow, along with the trade screen, so you can just execute a trade right here. But also the key benefits of implementing TradingView is we can write algos. So like if we, hire somebody to write an algo for us on like an RSI algo or whatnot, you can just pop it right in here and then the bot will trade for you. And so there's a lot of indicators that you can have. We didn't want to put this in the mobile app because it will get too clunky on the mobile app. But I know there's a lot of you guys that like to day trade like Bitcoin and Tesla and Apple and whatnot. And so these functionalities will allow you to do so. Again, the actual charting and stuff will be in there tomorrow. But wanted to show you that we are making a lot of headway on our trading application. And so over the next couple weeks, so you see this wallet up in the right-hand corner, that's going to actually be our crypto wallet. So we're going to make it super easy to swap out of crypto. Also in the next couple weeks, we're actually going to have a swap protocol in here that'll be native to our app. So click of a button, you can take your ETH and swap it for Ethereum into ZRX. Like it doesn't really matter, but it's going to be a nice DeFi swapping protocol over the next couple of weeks. So we're working on the APIs for that to get it in here. But yeah, so we're getting there. Also, one thing that we wanted to have on the web app, also, we're gonna probably change this button in the top or in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. I think my face is in front of it right now, but it's a chat bot. We'll probably remove that from the bottom right-hand or make it smaller so it doesn't interfere, but we wanted to make sure that everybody had support when they're on their platform as well. So that's a big feature for us. Support is important for sure. So we are QAing that at the moment. QA means quality assurance. And so we're working out all the bugs, all the kinks in that platform. And just to kind of give you guys a little insight into what that looks like. And so this is just over the last couple of days. So this is our development channel, and you can see like this is all code that we're getting into the platform, having to revamp everything, read code, continually code. So there's a lot of work that goes into building a trading platform, but we're making it happen, and it's coming along. So we should be wrapping up the quality assurance by Friday, and then hopefully. If there's no major backend issues, which there hasn't been so far, just more UI UX stuff, which is user interface, user experience, then we will be ready to launch it to the world next week. So thank you all for your patience, especially you Android users. This will be a Band-Aid on not having an Android app yet. But what we should have done last year was build the web app first so that everyone could have had access. Instead of building the iOS app first. That's a lesson I'm going to take and learn from. But yeah, so this will allow access to everybody that wants to trade on our platform and under the Purple Finance Stonks branding. So are there any questions on the web application? So we went over DPA, showed you the web app. We have some bugs that we're fixing over the next couple of days. Are there any questions on those two topics before we move into kind of our crypto roadmap of what the next 3 to 6 months is looking like? I'll pause there for a sec, let questions come in if there's any, and if not, we'll move on. Michael, when I checked this morning, the wire had not come through yet, but it does take 5 business days at the longest. So if it doesn't, I'll call Stripe tomorrow because that bank links to our bank. So the money we will find the money. If it's been pulled from your account and it went through Stripe, they're a multi-billion-dollar company, so they'd be out of business if they lost money. So we will find it. I have my accountant on it as well, so she will be in contact with you tomorrow, Michael, if we don't find that wire. Let's see. If it's released to the world next week, when can we set up our accounts? So, Michael, I'm assuming you're an Android user, not an Apple user. So if you're an Apple user, you can download the app now and open a brokerage account through our platform. If you're an Android/web application user, next week you can open a brokerage account and start trading through our app. So, yeah, okay, yeah. So when we release it, regulations does not allow us to release the app until it's ready. And so because we're dealing with people's money and connecting to a brokerage and trading securities on our platform, it actually has to be ready. So we've gone through penetration testing, pen testing. So that's super high security standards that we have to follow. But once it's released, it's ready to open accounts. So so once it's released, we are ready to go. Can't wait. I have a cheap iPhone for sale. Guys, Randy has a cheap iPhone for sale if you want one. Do we have a specific logo brand now for Purple? Yeah, so it may change a little bit as we ideate on it. But the logo that was prior to the screen today before we went live, that P is kind of our logo. We may ideate on it in the future, but I'll send it around to you guys if you haven't seen it yet. But it's pretty cool. It kind of blends like Web 2 and Web 3 quite a bit, so I'm kind of liking it. Okay, so let's talk about ETA and Coindrop. I probably missed it if you already said. Okay, so yeah, Ed, thanks for bringing this up. I did not say it on this one, just on the last AMA. So once we close out this pre-sale round, we will, fingers crossed, I have a Solidity developer already ready to come on board. And so as soon as we close out this private pre-sale, we will start developing the token and the smart contracts. Thorchain really wants us to build on their ecosystem, which is a really cool, cheap, fast ecosystem. And it's cross-chain, which I think is pretty awesome and kind of like what we want to do long term. And so probably 6 weeks after we officially close the private pre-sale, 4 to 6 weeks. I mean, it doesn't take long to build out the token once we're ready to move on it. So 4 to 6 weeks, we will have it tested by 2 or 3 different third parties, completely audited by third parties, trying to penetration test it by third parties to make sure that it's rock solid, that the governance is sound, and then we will be ready to roll. So yeah, so Ed, I'll say about 6 weeks or so. I know the DPA says 3 years till maturity. That just gives us a little bit of cushion if we need it. But once it comes out, we're going to mature the loan and then get you guys your tokens. Okay, let's see here. Will there be a second round? Yes. So how the pre-sale is going, because we're building momentum into our token generating event. And so how we do it, and how I've seen success from the economics of this from other projects. The first round is 2.5 cents. The second round is 3.5 cents. And then the third round is 4.5 cents. And then we'll launch. The goal is to keep as much money in the treasury into our launch as possible so that we have that guaranteed floor, right? And so you guys remember me talking 2 weeks ago when we went through the white paper. We have a few unique propositions within our tokenomics and how we deal with the treasury that a lot of crypto companies absolutely do not have. And I know this for a fact. I validated the hypothesis last week down at Consensus. I probably talked to well over 100 crypto founders and investors and whatnot, and told them our guaranteed floor and our token buyback model. And they were just like, we've never even heard of this. And I then said, have you ever heard of the stock market? This is what corporations have been doing forever. And so the goal is to build up as much of the treasury into our token generating event to where we can have that guaranteed floor, and then we can have a big pop when we do our TGE, which is actually supported by intrinsic value. So we'll have a second round and a third round, and then we'll do our TGE from that. Where will the tokens be dropped to? MetaMask. Reed, thanks for bringing this up. We'll throw this one. We haven't so I know in the DPA, I asked you guys to put your wallet in there. Your ERC20 wallet. So the goal before we launch is to have our own wallet. And so that's one of the things that we're working on over the next 6 weeks as well, is getting our own wallet that's branded Purple Finance, that will be on our platform, native to our platform, so that we can drop them there, and then you'll have access to it when you open it on the platform. If we don't have access or if we don't have it ready by the time we do our airdrop, then any ERC20 token or ERC20 wallet will do. Thorchain will allow for ERC20 token drops, so any ERC20. So that would be MetaMask, that would be Rainbow. I think Exodus is one, so any ERC20 compatible wallet will do. But we will 100% make sure of that before we drop any tokens to anybody. So that may change over the next 6 weeks or so, especially if we can't get our wallet done in time. But MetaMask will be fine, but any compatible wallet to that. I use Rainbow for a lot of my stuff, so that's a pretty good one too. Okay, any other questions on that? And then we'll move on to, yeah, you bet. Then we'll move on to the final topic for the night. Okay, so we want to make crypto accessible, not only crypto, just assets, right? We want to make assets accessible to anybody throughout the entire world. Not only crypto assets, not only stocks, but real world assets, tangible assets. Joshua, that's okay, man. If you guys did not add a wallet to your DPA, that's fine. We will make sure that we get a wallet address from you before we drop any tokens. So don't worry about that. I did not make it a requirement on the DPA for you to do so. So one of the ways that we're going to do this, and this is what's getting everybody's attention, because it comes from a perspective of building a real company in crypto, which is kind of a novel idea in the crypto space at the moment. One of the features that we're starting to build out, and this will be centralized around our token and our wallet and our swapping protocol, is swapping Purple token for an apartment complex, swapping that apartment complex for gold, swapping that gold holdings for Tesla stock, swapping that Tesla stock back into Purple token, right? But making it on chain in our platform exclusively. And so kind of how that looks is in two facets. And so what we started to do over the last week and a half, 2 weeks, is start building out a strategy of how we grow our assets under management, both internally. So raising a fund to buy an apartment complex, let's say, okay? You put that property under management, it cash flows 8 to 10% a year, an IRR of 8 to 10% a year. It's tokenized, completely tokenized, and then put on chain for people to invest into. And so how that would look is, if you guys are familiar with like Pancake Swap or Spooky Swap or whatever, any swapping type company, you will like buy Cake token and then you'll swap it for another asset, right? Whatever other crypto that is on chain. How we want to go about doing it is you have Purple token and you swap it for like the Purple real estate token. This is an example. You stake it in that and you make the 8 to 10% APY on that, and it's backed by a real world asset. And then there's $900 trillion worth of those types of assets in the world, right? And so that's one thing that we're building out over the next couple of quarters. And then the second, so that we don't exclusively have to focus on building AUM for us internally, even though that grows the revenue of the company, the assets under management for the company. But we also want speed to market. So we want a lot of real world assets tokenized and placed on our platform. Is building a pipeline of companies and investors and real estate investors and developers and whatnot that will tokenize their projects and exclusively place them on our platform as well for our Purple token holders. And so, of course, you can swap those off chain, eventually. But so, anyways, that is what we're building alongside of traditional stock trading, traditional crypto trading, but bringing traditional illiquid assets, liquidating them in the form of tokenization, placing them on chain, and then allowing you as an investor, myself, anybody else that wants to invest on our platform to easily get out of traditionally illiquid assets, but are very stable and very cash flow positive, and then having kind of a stable portfolio within the crypto space, which if you got hosed like me, you know how much that would be nice to go back to the 8 to 10% APYs for a while on a stable cryptocurrency, which would be backed by a real asset. So anyways, so what the next couple quarters look like: finishing the stocks and the crypto, making sure everyone has access to that, building out our wallet, launching our token, and then begin building out the billion-dollar play of tokenizing real-world assets, placing them on chain, and then making them available to our Purple token holders. So it's a lot of work. We can pull it off. That will be a multi-billion-dollar company, and so working very, very diligently and very hard to make sure that we hit all of our goals and make sure that we crank this stuff out. So. Okay, so again, I'm on dad duty tonight. So let's leave the last 7 minutes for any questions, any comments, any concerns, and then we'll wrap it up, and then we'll get back to work and do another AMA here in about a week or so. Yeah, any questions, guys, before we call it a night? I should have some like music playing while we wait for questions to come in. That'd be pretty dope. But you guys can just look at my face, I guess. No, I really appreciate all of you. Appreciate the patience with getting these DPAs out. It just kind of came, and not necessarily the best time, because I had that big conference. But I made, we're getting through them and stuff. Airdrops for ambassadors be at the 25 cents. Yes, Eric, they will be. Also, for those of you, because it's kind of funny because we had 160 ambassadors, which is incredible. And I think like 15 or 20 have been like, why do I keep on getting charged? And so we fixed that. And then I had like 75 people who were like, why'd you stop charging me? So, but just in case you guys did not know, the ambassador program has been placed on pause. And then we will bring that into app. We'll bring that. I don't like Hugh being, Michael, you will be first. I promise you. Sorry, Hugh. Get one more laugh in. Hugh, get one more laugh in, or a couple more laughs before I fix that Michael's in first place. So, yeah, okay. Kyle says, on the iPhone app, how do you manually add your bank? Can't figure it out. No, this is unrelated. Nope, this is always related because that is our product. So this is, Kyle, actually, this is one of the UX things that we're fixing in our next update. If you go into your deposits, okay, so if you hit the space astronaut, Kyle, in the bottom right of your app, and then click banking, and then it will say link bank account. You hit that, and then it will give you a prompt to link the bank account. let me know if that doesn't work. It should work. So let me know if that does not work now. On the iPhone, okay, yeah. What prevents a pump and dump? In most projects, Wales comes in and use a pump and dump exit liquidity. Okay, a fantastic question. So first, let's address the pump and dump from the company side. So I think a pump and dump from the company side also shows how the strategy, how we think about the strategy moving forward. So on the company side, there's a few mechanisms so that the company doesn't pump and dump. The first is we're doing a token debt payable by assets. And why that's so important, and it really is important, and being down a consensus and talking about how we're going about getting money in for the token, it's very important. So think of it this way. So debt, for in corporate finance, debt, if a company goes insolvent, so if they go bankrupt, the debt is paid before shareholders. So that's A. However, if the company commits fraud, so a pump and dump, that fraud pierces the corporate veil, which means I personally become reliable and I'm prosecuted because of that. The reason why that's so important because it incentivizes the company to actually build real shit. And so we can't pump and dump because I love these kids too much. I don't want to go to jail, right? And so we can't do that because that's fraud, and we will not allow it. And I've tied my name to it by issuing debt instead of just giving shit away, right? Like token. So that's the first. So the corporate structure really falls in line with how we think about whales. So we are doing our best, and we're still working this out in our white paper. We are doing our best to make sure that we don't release too much token, which would prevent a whale from coming in, at least in the early stages. Obviously, once the tokens are out there, unless we buy them back, as long as, if the company buys it back, then that removes supply from the market. But in the beginning, we will allow people to buy on the platform because it's going to be utility. So if you want premium features, you're going to have to, stake 5,000 tokens or 10,000, whatever it is, right? So you're going to have utility for it. But then us as the company can choose how much we release and who do we release it to. So it will be something that we slowly roll out because, again, we want to make sure that our price appreciates over time. So within our white paper, you see that we have a price appreciation model to where we will sell off some tokens as a company. We'll let the price fall a little bit, buy it back, which then stabilizes the floor, and then continues to bring it back up. So anyways, Reed, I hope that kind of like the idea behind how we structure anywhere from the token raise to I have a 3-year lockup. I mean, there's protocols that we're putting into place that doesn't necessarily allow for that. I just like the UI on Rainbow over MetaMask. To be honest, I'm kind of a user interface junkie. I like a clean user interface, which is why I probably will never sleep because I won't ever see our platform as perfect. But yeah, I just like Rainbow's user interface more than MetaMask. Thanks, Michael. Appreciate you, bro. Cool. All right, guys. Well, it's 7:40. I really appreciate you guys kind of, keep hammering me, make sure we get the DPAs done. But I really appreciate you guys taking a Wednesday night after everybody worked a super long day to spend 40 minutes with me. But really appreciate you guys. Let's keep pumping hard, keep going hard, and we're going to make a really, really kick-ass company. So appreciate you all. Have a fantastic night, and we'll talk very soon.